Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we are going to take a look at the Planet Namek Saga Extreme, well no, not Extreme, Super Battle Road stage. So with Super Battle Road they're now bringing them out kind of one stage at a time instead of dropping like 10 in a single go, which I think is better. It's nice to get like regular updates to this content, so getting a new stage to try out every now and then, a new stage drop that allows us to build a new team and everything, I think is really cool. So in terms of this stage, this Planet Namek Saga stage, you're fighting mainly the extreme villains from the Planet Namek Saga stage, so you kind of have a couple options in terms of team build. So if you have the Planet Namek Goku, as in the LR one. So if you have the Int LR Planet Namek Goku, then putting him in your team basically will eliminate the entire threat of this stage. Goku just does huge damage, but both of the LRs are kind of primed for this stage, and you'll see why with Frieza in the last phase. But essentially both LRs are designed to do really well. The only issue with Goku is that he's a Super Saiyan Legendary Existence unit, so you can't really use two of him. But you can utilize him as a main unit if you want to. In terms of this team build, I have literally built, barring the lead, the entire team is free to play. They do give you an option between the normal Planet Namek Goku and the Planet Namek lead Frieza. I do kind of advise for you to go for Frieza. Not only is he insanely powerful even at 55% with no gear, but he's just that's it. He's insanely powerful at 55% with no gear. What more do you need? So, in terms of the rest of the team, we've gone with an entirely free-to-play based team. So I've gone with multiple Ginyu Force members. We've gone with the Int Captain Ginyu, a very powerful unit. He's great in situations where you're fighting more than one enemy, due to the fact that he has quite a high amount of damage reduction. He also has a seal on his super attack, which will help with this team's strategy. We're going to have a sealer on each rotation because you fight 2 enemies and 3 enemies and 1 enemy. Then we have Jace. Jace is a really good floating unit, just a good unit in general. He foresees super attacks, which is super helpful. He buffs the rest of the rotation if they're extreme type, and he buffs them on his super attack as well. So he's pretty super duper solid, especially if you can have him fire off his super attack before other units fire off their attack, like in this situation how you're seeing Gildo kind of hit like a 2.5 mil. Gildo as well, just really good. Has a chance to stun, seals units, and lowers attack and defense. Does everything you kind of want a unit to do in Super Battle Road. And then we've also taken the obviously Dodoria and Zarbon unit, so that is the free-to-play Dodoria and Zarbon unit. We've thrown them in because they are a decent unit. They're also a space traveling warriors support, which means they kind of buff the entire team, and they also have a seal, which is very helpful. So overall, a nice little team that we've built here, a very strong free-to-play team. In terms of support memories, you're kind of seeing it pop up on the screen, but obviously there is the Planet Namek support memories that you can get from the Epic Collection of Battles event. You don't necessarily need it, but it is a permanent 10% attack and defense buff for all extreme type Planet Namek Saga units. So using it here is, pretty helpful. I mean, watching them dish out damage and everything is pretty helpful. I wouldn't say it's something you don't want to use, but it is a really nice ability to have because it's just a flatline 10% buff on both sides of the unit. Then beyond that, pretty much everything is somewhat organized. In terms of the Ginyu Force fight, what you really want to do is you want to try and focus on eliminating the threats to your lineup. So generally what I try to do is I try to take out the Berta, because the Strength Frieza and Strength Jace are units that I don't really want to see take a lot of damage. Captain Ginyu, even though he's Int, does come with a seal and is quite powerful in terms of defense as long as there's more than one enemy. And then of course we want to try and take out the Int Captain Ginyu, mainly because he is a threat to Gildo, who's one of our weaker units, and of course our Dodoria and our Zarbon. We do use Frieza just to kind of auto-eliminate a Jace, essentially. Most Friezas will just eliminate him in one go because they usually fire 2 attacks and then they finish him off. So getting rid of Jace is just nice and just immediately trims it down to 4 enemies. And then with, the Captain Ginyu and the Gildo, we managed to also seal up 2 enemies as well. So we end up with quite a nice functionality of control. We use here in this situation, we're going to use the Frieza just to essentially eliminate the Raccoon. We're not too concerned because obviously we've sealed up the Berta. Then we're going to use the full power Frieza to eliminate the Captain Ginyu, and then we'll have Gildo mop up or seal up another unit. The Prime Battle Frieza holds his own very, very well. Just remember that he gets his defensive support in turn 1 or 2, in slot 1 or 3. So you really want to try and make sure that he's able to activate that defensive buff, because it isn't like necessary, but it does really help out. Gildo there getting the seal also really helps. So we have a very strong level of control here. We're going to use the Captain Ginyu also to just seal up. We do have him debuffed as well. So at this point we're quite confident in terms of taking the stage now. We've got everything set up, 3 enemies are down, and we can easily get the seals and just kind of get control of the situation here. Ginyu doing some really good damage. Jace is going to buff up the rest of the rotation. Both of them are sealed. Ginyu is dead, and then obviously the Dodoria and Zarbon unit will just seal up the Gildo and will lower his attack and defense as well. So overall, a pretty decent little kind of setup here. Everything went very smoothly, nothing too difficult on the second fight. It's really nice how many free-to-play units you can put in this team. I think if you only have the Planet Namek Saga lead Goku, you can of course try and run him, but you could also possibly try and run like a Space Traveling Warriors support or something like that. Maybe you have the LR Vegeta and Goku unit that are also a Planet Namek Saga lead, and just those type of things. Over here, we're just going to keep both the AGL Freezers on rotation. The reason being is it just makes more sense. The Strength Frieza is stronger in the 3rd slot, so ideally we'd like to keep him there. Because of Key Orbs not being able to guarantee double attacks, we're just going to keep the Freezers as is. But ideally you would like to just shift both AGL Freezers onto the same rotation. Because of how much damage they're going to be doing, having them both on rotation means that by turn 3 you should essentially kill Frieza. I mean, as you can see here, we've done a significant amount of his health in terms of damage, and it won't necessarily stop. That is why Frieza overall is a better pick than Goku for this stage, because even though he doesn't have the guaranteed crits, he still has permanent type advantage in the final phase. So just overall, he's just a super solid unit, just absolutely dominates the stage, and yeah, a very, very, very cool unit. So he's dishing out huge damage. It is one of his perks, and yeah, overall the stage was not too difficult. Obviously it's just going to depend on your box, but the fact that the majority of the filler slots can all be taken up by Planet Namek Saga units that are free to play, the Ginyu Force Easy A's. Also, we didn't use all our items. We have quite a good level of control, and I was playing it safe throughout most of the event. We could have avoided using some items in certain places and things like that. Captain Ginyu, once he seals, essentially confirms that you'll be dominating the rest of the event and you won't be able to lose, because with the AGL Frieza in the next rotation, with the debuff from the Dodoria and Zarbon unit, with the constant seal, and then with Gildo coming up in the next rotation, with Gildo here and with Dodoria and Zarbon in the next rotation, essentially you're kind of just set up. You've now debuffed him, you've sealed him, you've got everything set up, you've got the freezers that are ready to go, and yeah, it's pretty much game over from here. Of course, let me know what you guys think about the stage. Did you find it difficult? Did you enjoy it? Have you tried it yet? The new reward is a support memory that looks pretty interesting. Obviously I think with the LRs, they were cool, but they were just quite difficult to utilize properly. Kind of like you had to easy A them constantly, and just kind of like there was a whole churn about how strong do you make them. We will be getting easy A's and stuff in future, but I think it's nice for them to throw in a support memory, especially a super powerful one. And I think it definitely still makes it worth it. I like SBR for the challenge, and just because it allows me to try and build other teams, and focus on those teams and try and make teams that work and do well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, just let me know if you're struggling with the stage, if you need help building a team, or if you're handling everything. But as always guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. So, bye!